Hello, welcome back to Cards to Yards, a sports card and sports podcast. I'm back with Lou.
What's up, dude?
I haven't seen you for a while.
I know it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time.
We haven't talked since the World Cup started, I think.
Yeah, and that was November 22nd.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
been a while.
Yeah. Hope everything's going good with you.
Yeah, you too. Good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, can't complain. Thanksgiving is just pretty much a big buffet.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Good food, family. It's always good to just have family around.
That, and then if we're gonna call Thanksgiving a big buffet, then Christmas is a shopping spree, right? So
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have a buffet and a shopping spree
And a
day
shopping
after
spree.
each other.
yeah.
So,
You ready for Christmas?
no.
Ready for it to be over with? I love Christmas, but it's a lot of work.
I used to love it when I was a kid.
Yeah,
But now I don't, because now I'm the one buying the gifts.
sure. Sure. But, every once in a while people can... It's hard as an adult to get excited about stuff. But when someone takes the time to get you a present that you didn't know existed,
Yeah.
especially like as a collector or whatever,
Yeah.
we know that most stuff exists and we can go buy it ourselves, right? But
Stuff right there.
you'll get surprised every once in
Can't
a while.
wait for socks and underwears. That's what us guys
Yeah,
and,
well.
and dads and we always get from our wives.
A couple of ties, maybe?
Maybe a few
Maybe.
ties, here and there. Some new socks. Can't wait.
Yeah. I actually like socks. But you know what? There's something to be said for practical gifts. Sometimes. Because you can't wear the same pair of socks forever. You get holes in them.
Yeah.
So you need socks at some
Of
point.
course, we kind of accept that after a while.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, definitely, this is not about me no more. It's about the family. It's about the kids.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
me having 3 girls and then a house full of, family coming over.
And a couple of first
It's gonna
Christmases,
be,
right?
Yeah, it's just going to be fun,
Yeah.
The tree already got knocked down twice by the twins. So
I thought you were going to say by the cat, because,
no, I don't have a cat.
I've seen so many stories about cats just wrecking Christmas trees because they feel like it.
No, my dog, he's old. He's a 13-year-old dog, and he's just more like, don't bother me. I'm gonna sit over in a corner. Just let me know when food's ready.
Now, the only thing I've seen with dogs is that there's this viral video of this dog that steals the same ornament off the tree every night.
I need to look that up. That's pretty neat.
That's it. But cats, they just wreck trees.
they wreck
And you even had that trend that started a few years ago where they'll hang half a tree from the ceiling and the cat will still get up there.
Get up there.
It's wild. Yeah. So we'll jump back into. We probably left off with this story like when it happened a while ago. It's
Oh
been so
yeah,
long.
definitely.
But Aaron Judge's 60-second home run ball auction ends on Saturday. I think the guy made a mistake because the guy that caught it, he was offered $3 million from a private buyer.
You only got like one, right?
Well, it's only at 1.2. As we record, there's still a day left.
Only
right?
1.2.
I know,
right? Only 1.2 million.
Right, but
Compared to 3, yes.
compared to 3,
Definitely took an L there. I mean, we talked about it too. We said, "Would you sell it?" I said no. So I would have took that L right along with him.
Yeah.
But we don't know which way it's going to go now, especially with him saying, "Hey, look, I'm not worried about the money. I'm worried about my dynasty, my career."
Yeah.
And he stuck with the Yankees.
right, that aspect. But I was just talking about the home run ball.
Well, I'm
The dude,
saying it might go more. Because him signing that big deal now, his legacy is going to grow deeper and deeper. That ball right there may fetch more.
it most likely would have gone for a lot less had he signed with the Red Sox or something.
Oh, yes.
Unless there was a spiteful Red Sox fan that just wanted to really rub it in. But, I mean, it's always a risk, and it's a big auction house, and who knows what the fees are going to be. I mean, like, I know for premium items, there's less of a fee than you would think. It's not like wouldn't be like a straight 15% eBay fee.
And some of them right now are running like sales like a half off fees type deal because, we're getting into the holidays.
Sure.
It's a perfect time to get yourself or that other one a gift. So they're running a lot of huge sales. So we don't know. But from those numbers right there,
Yeah.
he definitely took a nice significant amount of loss there. But, hey, the guy was wealthy as it was already that caught the ball.
Right.
Right. So you never know. He might take that 1.2 million and flip it.
If Aaron Judge wanted to buy it back, he'd still have like $357 million left over. He could buy it back. Well, you mentioned that, but at 9 years, 360. What do you think? It's not the word. We're gonna.
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays they're just really signing all these big term deals. Look at the last big term deal. I mean, that didn't really pan out too well. Pujols, right?
Yeah.
10 years, $300 million at that time.
Sure.
or was it 300? Yeah, 300 million, 10 years. It really didn't pan out too well for the Angels, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I get a little weary about these big years. And I would have probably did like 4 or 5. I mean, 9 years. Goodness gracious, a lot of money to tie up for 9 years.
It's not the worst. What do you think's the worst contract you've seen this offseason?
Carrera.
You think Correa's the worst?
Correa's
and
worse.
That was $350 for 13 years. There's got to be some sort of like tax break or reason they do that, or a team option. That's
but
a long
that has
contract.
like a kind of like Ellsbury type feel to it.
Yes.
I don't like it, but he gambled on himself and he won. He definitely won. I mean, look, and he just Twins? They are, what was it, $40 million to play last year?
Yeah.
Right. He had that second year option. He decided to leave.
Didn't have a great year,
and so like he's gonna make all this money within 2 teams. So he gambled on himself, and he definitely paid out. So I mean, cheers to him, but I just don't really like that deal too much.
No.
I would have stayed with Astros, knowing that, hey, look, Astros win. Giants, they typically lose most of the time. They'll have that, that one season out of every like 7 or 8 seasons where they'll really, really do well.
The biggest winner out of this, and it might be 5 years down the road, might be Jeremy Pena, because he's going to be like, oh,
yeah, definitely.
I mean, off to a hot start. But just real quick, free agency recap, and there is another deal in here that
I didn't like that first one either.
Numerous people have mentioned to me that, oh, that's a bad idea.
That's bad.
The first one, it stings me because I wanted him to stay.
Oh,
but it's not that bad when you consider it's only 2 years and then you got a 3rd-year option. But you're referring
he's coming up on 40 years old.
I know, but Justin Verlander. Well,
he is 40, right?
Okay.
How old is he right now?
Would you rather have a 40-year-old Justin Verlander or a 46-year-old Tom Brady next year? Because now they're rumoring that he wants to go back to home to San Francisco.
Oh, to San Francisco
or New England.
San Francisco's good on quarterbacks. They're not taking them.
But to be honest, some people are kind of murmuring that, well,
he's kind of washed up.
Does the coach want him back? So I don't know. I don't know, but I would rather have a 39, not 40 yet, year-old Verlander for 2 years. I mean, look, you know what happened with the Mets, right?
What happened?
They panicked because they did not expect DeGrom to sign with the Rangers for 5 years.
Yes, I seen that.
So they were like, ooh. Mm-hmm. Now, I will say one cool thing about...
was it DeGrom? I get DeGrom and Syndergaard mixed up.
Well, Syndergaard was not... He was not at the level of DeGrom anymore.
Okay. I get them both mixed up for some reason.
But DeGrom signed with the Rangers for 5 years for like 20-something million a year. Big contract, too.
And Syndergaard signed with Dodgers, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, that's why. Okay, got it.
But I think the Mets saw that. They panicked. But I will say, so they signed Verlander to 2 years for 86, and there's like a 3rd option year for 35. I'm not sure if that's team or player option. But if you're the Verlanders, you take that down a heartbeat because now Kate Upton's going to be able to work in New York and make even more money for the family. One, and then you're paired back with Max Scherzer. That's going to be interesting because I think currently they're the number 12 and 13 all-time strikeout leaders, and they're separated by like 11 or something like that. So the media is going to have a field day with that. I think it's worth the gamble because, look, the Mets are the team that owes Bobby Bonilla $1 million every year. So what do they care about bad contracts anyway? I'll say the one that people go, eesh, that's the Trey Turner deal, 11 years with the Phillies. That's a little... It was
I didn't
a little
like
much.
that one either.
No, and then because that spurned the Correa thing, and then there was a couple other deals spurned by that. One including Xander Bogaerts signing an 11-year deal with the Padres.
If we go ahead and we lay out all these big time deals, it makes the Judge one look awesome.
Yeah,
because Judge proved it. Judge can play center. He can play right. He can play left. And he can smack the ball. Like he can
and he's a household name. He's a household name,
definitely. So that one makes sense when you look at all the rest of these. My question is, where's Dansby going to land?
He's the biggest. There's a few.
I wanted him to stay with Atlanta, but
Benintendi's still free agent. Turner still a free agent from the Dodgers, and yeah. So Dansby's probably the best one. I will say my favorite signing. I'm a homer, but was Jose Abreu. So the Astros have a first baseman
3 years,
upgrade.
right?
3 years.
Yeah,
Not too bad. No.
I like the Bogart. I like the Bogart signing.
Okay, even though
Very
it was 11 years.
unexpected.
Yeah.
Very unexpected, even though it was 11 years.
Yeah.
Very unexpected. I didn't think that Padres would be able to swing something like that with that phenomenal roster. Now Tatis coming back in.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are like, oh, Tatis this, and, he did this, he did that. Look, let's look at it, right? He took that one on the chin.
He did.
He knew he effed up.
Oop.
Right?
Didn't say anything.
Didn't appeal it. Yep. Didn't do nothing. Didn't pull a Deshaun Watson and cried about it.
Nope.
He took it like a champ. Said, you know what? I effed up. I'm gonna do my time. He did his time, and I think a lot of people respected that. Me, as for one, I respected that, and I like Tatis even more for taking it like a man. Right? So with that whole infield right there, I mean, you on that left hand side, you got Tatis, Bogarts. Then you have Juan Soto in right. Did he play right or left? He can play anywhere in the field except for center. It doesn't move like that no more.
Yeah.
Who else do we have on there? I think Bell is still with them. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Bell came over with Soto. Bell's at first or DH. Anyway, what I'm trying to get to is that Padres lineup is going to be something fearsome.
Yeah.
Especially with Bogarts in there.
And Tatis should have a chip on his shoulder.
Oh, he will. He will.
And it better be a Pringles. Like, once you pop, you can't stop.
My money is on the Padres this year.
Yeah.
If they could stay healthy.
Yeah. I mean, that goes for most teams, right?
I mean, with that star-studded lineup there, it's either win or it's either bust or win.
And then another interesting one was going from the Cubs to the Cardinals, so division rivals, but Wilson Contreras signs a 5-year deal with them.
That's more like it. 5 years. That's more 5 years.
Right.
Them and Braves, and that's also, more like it.
And also an offensive catcher. Like, it would have been an upgrade for the Astros, but because we lost Vasquez in free agency, so now
Didn't you guys lose Maldonado too?
No. Keeping him.
Who was the one that they...
Vasquez.
Yeah.
That just happened, but...
And I think the Astros are losing first baseman as well, too. What's his name?
Well, Yuli?
You guys replaced him with Abreu, right? Yuli, right? Isn't he leaving?
Most likely. Yeah. Well, and also maybe Brantley. And Brantley's a pure hitter, but he's just his age. He hasn't been able to put together a full season because of injuries.
Well, they have. The favorites just came out yesterday. The Astros at the top again.
At the top, yeah. I mean,
we'll see how this all pans out. This can all change in a moment's notice. Trades happen all the time. You see the big 9-player trade that the Braves, Oakland A's, and I think I forgot the other team, Brewers or somebody like that, made a big blockbuster 9-player team trade. You never know when you're going to see one of those again. Yeah. Another big contract might be in the works for other players. So we're still early. Come springtime, we'll talk about this again on springtime and see if it really panned out.
Yeah, and champions advantage, you always got to pick the champ. That being said, World Cup, who do you got, France or Argentina?
Argentina.
Because of Messi?
I'm going with Argentina. I like Messi.
Yeah.
I think he deserves it. It's just a good way to go out on a bang.
Oh, the ultimate way.
I just think they're a really good complete team. I wouldn't want it anywhere else other than France and Argentina. Defending champs. Hey, you want it? You guys are going to take it. And Argentina, one of the best well put together teams. I mean, even though
it's their shot.
Their first loss came at the first game in the opening group play. We were like, oh my gosh, shocked, right? Saudi Arabia. Right? But here we are. I'm taking Messi. Sorry, Mbappe, I like you guys and everything, but Messi, I got to go with Messi.
It would definitely put him in the top 3 players of all time. He probably already is, but
this was just icing on the cake.
A couple of things to watch going in that game. Both Ian and Mbappe have 5 goals, so if one of them scores a goal, everyone doesn't. That's automatic golden boot. So that's the best offensive player in the World Cup. Mbappe, believe it or not, so he's 23. If they were to win, which would be back-to-back World Cups, he would only be the second youngest person to achieve it at that age. Get this. When Pele won his second World Cup, He was 21. That means he won his first at 17.
That's nuts.
Ridiculous. But I mean, Mbappe, like, if you win the World Cup again, next level. I mean, and he's already at the top. That's what it's. Soccer is.
He's going to have his time.
Yeah. Well, he has his time right now.
He has his time right now. He's going to get more time. But it's Messi. We're coming on 35. The end. We're on the back nine here. You know, with Messi. Messi said this might be his last, or I think he's confirmed that this is going to be his last one. And I just want to see him go out on top. You know, like he deserved it.
He confirmed it. And if you saw, like, in 2014...
Then again, Tom Brady retired a couple times, but, you know, here we are.
In 2014, when they lost to Germany in the final, he just collapsed on the floor and couldn't move. So, I mean, his heart's all in. Like, they're all in. Argentina's all in. I think soccer fans are behind Argentina because people love an underdog, but they also love a legend. Like you said, Mbappe probably has 3 more World Cups.
Yeah,
because he's only 23.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be.
I'm cheering for Messi, and I will be watching it tomorrow morning.
Yeah, and I just want to say shout out because we haven't got to talk about it, but the U.S. did exactly what I wanted, made it to the round of 16. Wasn't pretty against the Netherlands, but there was a couple. I picked Brazil and France for the final, and Brazil got upended by Croatia. So.
Well, you know. USA, they actually did a lot better than what I thought. They got out of the group.
The tie
I didn't even think they were going to even get out of the group.
Yeah.
So, much respect to them, you know.
The tie against England was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It makes you mad that they tied Wales, because if they would have beat Wales, they could have won the group. But you never know. You never know how that England game would have gone other than that. But what about, we haven't talked about the other football in a while.
Man, we're coming down to crunch time. We got 4 weeks, 5 weeks left.
So now that there's 17 games, right?
Yep.
Now 4 games left across the board. I was like looking at the standings. I didn't realize there's been a lot of ties though.
Yes.
Like I was like adding up the wins and losses. I'm like, why do they should have already had their bye by now? And it's like, oh, they tied. So
we have them here.
Yeah. So let's start with the AFC and tell me what you think. It's again a little bit top heavy because you got the Bills at 10-3, Chiefs 10-3, Ravens at 9-4. I'm just not sold on them. Bengals at 9-4. They gotta stay healthy. You know, so Buffalo, I don't know.
We're starting to learn that Buffalo's a little bit one dimensional on the offense, which people are starting. You know, coaches are starting to realize this on film, and I feel an upset coming this weekend. Miami in Buffalo.
Oh.
I feel it coming this weekend.
Miami is such an interesting story because it started with the whole Tua.
Can't throw, can't be a QB, can't do this.
Well, that, but then also the horrible concussion.
Yeah, the concussions.
And you know, and so, and they have a decent record, 8-5.
But I'm a little scared about that. That's the biggest clash this weekend, honestly. Bills hosting Dolphins.
Who's the biggest surprise? Is it Jets? Jets at 7-6? Biggest surprise so far? Especially considering, like, Zach Wilson's already looking like he's out of the picture.
In the AFC, yes. Biggest surprise would be the Jets. I expected the Jets. I mean, they've dropped 3 of the last 4. So, them going back to Zach Wilson this weekend.
Yeah. His last chance.
Because White, you know, ribs. He got, man, did you see that replay? He got smashed.
Yeah.
Like Hulk
We're seeing a lot. I know people for years have been saying that, you know, all these rules favor the quarterbacks, but we're seeing quarterbacks get hit hard this year.
Well, they need to. They got pads on too.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's where you play the game. I mean, hey, that's what happens, right?
Right.
That's my biggest surprise in the AFC. Last week we seen the Dolphins, Tyreek Hill and Waddle get shut down by the Chargers on, I think it was Sunday Night Football. So there's a formula there too. So if Buffalo can go ahead and pick up on that formula, I think we're going to be in for an interesting matchup. That's Clash of the Titans right there. Even though Miami at 8-5, they lost a couple close games by maybe 3 points or less.
Yeah.
Baltimore, I mean, Chiefs are steady. I mean, they might win out. Chiefs are definitely going into the playoffs. Super Bowl favorites, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you have the track record and all that. So
Ravens, without Lamar, they can't do nothing right now. Lamar's down, and their backup QB, I forgot his name. He's down as well, too. So they're now down to their third string, which sounds like San Francisco 49ers as well, down to the third string quarterback.
Yep.
Bengals have surprised me because they started off rough at 0-2.
Right, but they're back to where they kind of were.
Back to where they're at now. I was really, thinking they're going to come out a number one seed in the AFC from what they did last year. Definitely building that, what I call the Cincy wall around Burrow.
Still time to do that.
There still is. It's getting close. It's getting really close from Jets all the way up. I could see a lot of moving spots here. AFC, of course, we got very upsetting. My most upsetting team is the Broncos.
Well, mine would be. But,
of course, yours would be the Texans, but then again, they were already written off at the beginning of the season.
Number one in their hearts. But also, at this point, please don't win. They obviously...
No, they almost beat the Cowboys.
No. Look, they threw the game. They threw that game. I understand the mentality while, we're going to go for the touchdown because if we take the field goal, then we're up 6 and then they're going to march down the field. But they hadn't marched down the field like that until the end,
So I told you in my AFC, I told you who's my most surprising, who's my most disappointing, which would be the Broncos. And I'm going to tell you a team that I think could possibly sneak in.
Okay.
Last week.
Yeah.
And that is going to be
not them.
The Raiders.
No.
I promise.
Okay.
They did it last year. I think they're going to squeeze in again.
Didn't Baker Mayfield come in off a plane and beat the 2 weeks ago?
That was horrible. They should have won that game.
NFC undisputed favorite still Eagles?
No.
It's going to be a big game.
NFC is starting to show. Well, the NFC East is starting to show that they're the best division in football over this year.
Sure.
They're probably going to send. They're going to send at least 3 into the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Something crazy I don't think that's ever happened is all 4 ever going into the playoffs from a division.
Right.
But hey, anything is possible. So, of course, by record, Philadelphia is favorite. Of course. But what I've seen from this year, Minnesota are pretenders.
Yeah.
I don't like Minnesota. They have a minus 38 point differential going into this week. How they are 10-3, don't know. San Francisco, number one defense in terms of numbers. Number one defense. I like San Francisco to make a late push. I think Philly's going to drop out of the last. I think they're going to drop 2 out of the last 4 games.
Cowboys this week being one?
No, Cowboys play Jacksonville this week.
Okay, well, when they play the Cowboys,
I believe Cowboys will get their revenge, and I'm not saying this because I'm a Cowboys fan, but it always happens that way. It really does. Tampa Bay, my God, the NFC South, oh my goodness. We're going to have a team. We're literally going to have a team that's going to be like under 8-9 or like 7-9 going into the playoffs, hosting a first round playoff game. Yeah. And the Bucks are holding on to this really, really thin with Atlanta, Carolina on their back. New Orleans, I don't see them coming back.
So crazy that the Atlanta's on their back, man, 5-8.
Right.
But
again, here we go with the NFC South, right? NFC East. Mm-hmm. Cowboys at 10-3. They're looking good. They've been proven that they're a top 3 defense.
They might prove you right.
I know, right? I'm getting into that one. Okay. Top 3 defense in Dallas Cowboys.
Sure.
But where everybody has trouble at is the run.
Yeah.
That's where the Cowboys are having trouble at.
Yeah.
See here, Commanders. I thought I'd never ever say this ever in my life, but I like watching the Commanders.
Yeah.
Or as I know, the Redskins, but I like watching them. Mm-hmm. They're exciting. They Heineke back there. He is working his Fitz magic, right?
Right.
He's really working it back there. I like to watch them. I see that they beat the Giants this week. The Giants have lost. Just in November, we were talking about how the Giants were like 5-1, 6-1.
Yeah.
They're 7-5-1 now, and that one tie was 2 weeks ago against the Commanders.
That's tight.
I got Washington knocking off the Giants this week.
Yeah.
Seattle, they were smoking. They were at 6-3 or 6-4. They've dropped the last 3.
Coming back down to earth.
Geno is starting to look like Geno again. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Right?
Fair.
And my Cinderella, the Detroit Lions, started off
Still in it.
what, 1-6?
Yeah, because they won 5 in a row, right?
They're 7-1 in the last 8 games.
Wow.
That is my team that's going to sneak in here. This is my team that's going to sneak in at the last week. My most surprising team, Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody counted them out.
Oh, yeah.
With no quarterback, Wentz was just horrible. They're getting back this week for the first time this year, Chase Young, 2020 Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
So they're getting him back this year, which is going to be exciting. More pressure on the QB. My most disappointed team would have to be, can you take a wild guess on this one?
I mean, the Rams, because they're defending champs.
No, I didn't. I called that just like I called it off the stream, but
Okay.
that's what we call Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah.
My most disappointing team is the Green Bay Packers
Oh, okay.
because of what they did in the offseason
Yeah.
and what they're doing now. Most disappointed. You're talking about a team that's in the last 20 years have taken that division 16 out of 20 years. Now they're at 5-8, fighting for a spot. And my most, what did I say? So that was my
Well, you
sleeper.
already had your sleeper.
My
That's
sleeper
Lions.
will get in. My most disappointed team.
Uh-huh.
And okay, I've already did it. And Washington
You already did,
Commanders.
yeah.
Yep, I did them all 3.
Yeah.
That's my rundown on football and
I think
how
that,
it is right now.
I think that makes for an interesting last month, though, right? Like everyone's jumbled up on both sides, AFC and NFC. But guaranteeing a division winner, even being under 500, that's going to be rough.
That is. It's going to be really rough. It's going to be interesting to say the least. I'm excited to see these games this week because this week is a big week.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the teams can clinch a playoff spot this week by winning, and some can do it with a loss and some help.
Yeah.
So we're going to see. I mean, come next week, pretty sure we're going to talk about this again and see if our predictions were right.
Well, 49ers already have their division
they just clinched it last night.
And then Eagles playoff berth. So
I think they need to if they win this week, they clinch a playoff berth as well too. Even though they're at 12-1, I think they clinched the division. I think so. I'm not for sure. Dallas is high on their ass.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
What about cards? Turn into cards.
Cards. What do you mean? Cards new releases?
Yeah.
All right, new releases just in the day. This week. Let's just go over this week. Wednesday, we had what did we have coming? We had 21-22 NBA Contenders Optic come in. It's 6 cards, guaranteed 1 auto. A gentleman came in here and already plucked himself out of 75 on card Mobley autograph.
Oh, wow. Evan Mobley. Wow.
1 box. Talk about a 1 boxer, huh?
Yeah.
Just had that spunk in there. They're really nice cards, very affordable. We have plenty of them in here. I think they're $319.99. Come inside and grab some while they're still here. We had what was the other one that came in? I think we're sold out of it already. We had Topps Chrome Black that just came in today, 2022. If I'm correct, I think Peng is on that list, on the checklist.
Yeah.
Not 100%.
Should be.
But he's in there. It's 4 cards. You get 2 base cards. You get 1 parallel that could be possibly numbered. And you get an encased autograph that could possibly be numbered as well, too. They are $149.99. We have plenty of them in stock as well.
That's just like the Star Wars format.
Just like that, yeah.
Yeah,
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Star Wars took it from Panini, from Top Black.
Okay.
Yeah. And we also have one of my favorite hobby boxes for baseball, 2022 Topps Triple Threads. Now, this is a $400 box, but I believe it's well worth every penny. It's 1 box, a small master box that has too many boxes inside. You're guaranteed a relic auto and a relic, which one of them is a triple relic. So each one comes with a nice relic in each pack. I think that's all. We got some Game of Thrones Volume 2 in.
Oh, okay.
3 packs per box. There are 164 or 159.99, somewhere around that ballpark. Each pack contains an autograph, on-card autographs. We pulled a Jamie Lannister yesterday.
Really?
Double auto.
Yeah.
With I forgot his name. He was the guard for the Dragon Queen. The guard, the black guy, not the dark black guy, but he was in the armor. They picked it up from the army. Remember the army that was trained?
Grey Worm?
Forgot his name. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Worm. Yeah, Grey Worm. Auto on one card. Really beautiful cards.
Nice.
They're nice. They're movie stills, but the autographs are really, really nice. Got some metal cards in there as well too, which rarely come in there. What else did we get this week? I can't remember. We're all out of Stadium Club that came out last week, which has been really nice to us.
Really hot, yeah.
Heritage High number, 1 guaranteed on-card auto. I think they're $84.99. We have plenty of them up here.
And I'll say that's a nice, achievable base set that's going to have all the key rookies in it.
I like that.
Yeah.
I did a box myself.
Yeah.
I liked it. For the price point, I love it. We also have, speaking of NFL, Classics H2. 2022 Classics H2 Hobby Box. Guaranteed 6 numbered card parallels in each box. No guaranteed autos. However, there is a good chance at getting some autos. Now, this box here is one of the most underrated H2 boxes I've ever done or opened up. For $100, you're going to get 6 numbered cards and a chance at an autograph numbered as well too. Like, that's very unheard of in these times of the hobby.
Okay. And so wrapping that up, still time to get in and get a lot of stocking stuffers, stuff to put on the tree.
We do have a lot of stocking stuffers. We have the cereal boxes.
You guys have a great selection of packs too.
We got the new cereal boxes of Select Baseball.
Okay.
Right? I know a lot of people aren't big fans of Panini doing baseball. However, I'm a collector. I like to collect. And these cereal boxes that are only $14.99 can still get color wheels, which are super short prints, autographs, one-of-ones. The list on the back is huge. Out of a $15 box.
Yeah.
Like, give me 10 of them.
Good size for a stocking stuffer?
Right? Right? It's definitely a good size. Small little cereal box. We also have some Mosaic basketball cereal boxes. We have some Mosaic Road to FIFA, Road to World Cup cereal boxes as well. I mean, come on up here and grab you guys some and fill up them stockings. Reach out to myself, Sam, Brandon, Victoria, anybody that may be up here when you come up, and we'll take care of you guys.
All right, and with that, we'll wrap it up here. So we're going to end with our glossary term. You threw it out
first. I can't think of. Go ahead.
Well, we can have one collectively, and that because I'm going to need your help on this one.
Let's do it.
H2.
H2.
Because you mentioned the H2 classic box, and I know that there's like hybrid hobby and all that. Yeah. So what is H2?
H2 is exactly what you said.
Okay. Hybrid.
It's a hybrid. So pretty much, you have retail, you have hobby. One's too expensive and gets all the good hits. One's a little bit cheaper, and your chances of getting great hits are really slim to none. So they said, hey, why not combine them both? Now we're in the middle. It's not too expensive. Your hit rates aren't crazy through the roof. And it ain't too cheap, and so it's a mix. It's a median.
In between, yeah.
In between, yes. Yeah. It's a hybrid. I don't know what the 2 is there for, but I'm pretty sure I'll find out.
Maybe hobby 2. I mean,
maybe a hobby 2, yeah. But it's just a mix. That's all it is. It's a middle platform for people that don't have $700, $1,000 for a hobby box.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
Absolutely, and so, those are better probably to build the base set and stuff with, but like you said, you get 6 numbered parallels in there. So
I did a personal box on our stream the other night. By the way, if you guys are not following us on the stream, we're on Twitch at the Adventure Stadium TX. I did a personal box because I wanted to show people what can come in there. So I grabbed a personal box and I randomly plucked it. And beautiful cards. I got an out of 50 Ezekiel Elliott. I'm a big Cowboys fan. And then I happened to get an autograph.
Okay.
And it was out of 25, Micah Parsons.
Wow.
So
that's a good one.
And along with a slew of other great cards. I'm talking about out of 10, out of 99, out of 50. I think the highest number I've seen was 125 out of all the boxes I've seen open so far. And I think we've done about a case and a half. So definitely come up here and come see us. Grab yourself a box. It's definitely well worth it.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Lou, as always.
problem.
And this has been Cards the Yards, the sports card and sports podcast, coming to you from the Adventure Stadium on top of Adventure Begins Comics Games. So come check them out if you have any questions about the different types of boxes or stocking stuffers for any sports fan in your life. Talk to Lou or anyone on the floor, and we'll see you next time on Cards the Yards.
Well, gang, that's all for today's episode. So join us next week. Cars to Yards, brought to you by the Adventure Stadium and the Adventure Begins. Again, we're located off 1488 and Woodland Square Boulevard. See you next time.